Yes, thank you, Archie. All right, we're back. I'm Trevor Horn. This is BVarsity Live. No Zach Ewing, like we said. He's at home with a migraine. Zach, rest up. It's funny, I think about this. Archie, I don't know if you remember this, but a year ago this week, I was on a recliner, laid up, sciatica. I had a nerve in my sciatica. I couldn't move for 2 weeks. Zach filled in for me, so if I have to fill in once in a while for him, I'll take it, right?
Well done.
All right. So, Bakersfield High soccer team, I'm sorry, you guys are 5-0.
Correct.
Yeah, I look at Max Preps, it says 3-0. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to put you on the hot seat. We've also got Jose Lara and Mason Parks, the youngster. Is he your youngest?
I have two others.
No.
Younger. I have another boy and another girl.
How many did you guys have?
I'm virile.
Oh.
I had 3.
You are a fantastic man, Archie.
You called me fat, didn't you?
No, I said fantastic. All right, guys. So 5-0 in league play thus far. I know last year was kind of a funky year for you.
Correct.
I think December was a funky year. It's been for all of us because of the weather that's kind of restrained everything. You guys don't even have a home field this year. You guys are playing either at State Farm and Kern Soccer Park?
We were at Kern County Soccer Park, then we ended up moving all ours to State Farm. But we've also been using the home fields of the team that we're supposed to play if we can. We played Garces there, and we're going to play Garces there again.
Yeah. Well, they got a nice little they got a soccer-only field there now, right there at the corner of Union. So, I mean, it's kind of nice there in Panorama. Right. So, how many conversations did you have with Paul Gola about being not having a home field for an entire year?
Well, it's kind of Griffith Stadium is kind of a curse to us sometimes. We'll do really well in league in past years and get a first round bye and then duck out second round because we have a home game. Maybe it might be something that we need to look into. Maybe not have a home field anymore.
Mason,
we'll see.
You're looking at me like, nah. What?
We're just cursed. I think it's the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who buys your lunch? How do you eat every day?
That's correct.
Yeah, see, that's the issue that you have is that you don't have to just deal with coach. You got to deal with dad.
That's correct.
But how is the dynamic between the two of you as, obviously, I think he's your biggest fan when you're in cross country. He's there he's your biggest detractor?
Yeah.
I love you too.
It's pretty tough having him as a coach. I feel like he gets on to me more than any other player on the team. We tried it when we were younger. He had a club team named Elite, and like we were going fine, and we'd get into so many arguments. Like one time, my dad said, "Oh, Mason," he said, "Sub, Mason, get out." And I said, "No, I'm not getting out." And then he's like, "Oh," and then he ran out onto the field, grabbed me by the hair, and threw me on the bench and said, "You're not getting back in." Yeah, and then, then that team folded, and then he passed me off to another coach, our JV coach, Ryan Valencia. Mm-hmm. And, he's been my coach for 4 years now. And so just last year was the first time he's coached me in like 5 or 6 years. So it's been a while.
To my defense, I figure that my own boys needed to have another coach instead of me just going all the way through elementary, junior high, and high school. I knew they were going to go to BHS. So I had to give them to somebody else every once in a while.
How quickly do you want to get to college? Jose, do you ever wake up at night with sweats with him screaming at you?
Man, all the time. All the time.
Oh, we have dreams about it.
Never a dull moment with him. Never.
All right, well, let's talk about the dull moments. How's the season going? I mean, so on my end, I have you guys with 2 wins in non-league. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll say our non-league. No, it's more than that. We are 8-7-2, 5-0 in league.
So it's 3, not 2.
Correct. That's a big amount.
Yeah, so when we're talking about math, it is 3 is greater than 2. Thank you, Archie.
So our situation, I try to stack our non-league games the best I can.
South Independence were in there. McFarland was in there.
We also went down south around Thanksgiving, played 2 tough teams down there, Chaffee and Hoover, and down in Pasadena. And over Christmas time, we went down and played San Pasqual, and we also played San Clemente. Both very strong teams. And, we got beat up on a little bit, but I've told these guys this is what you need to expect, going through league and then hopefully in the playoffs. And we're looking for a state, we're looking for going on to a state one time, playing in some state games, which I haven't done. So I would like to.
What is it about this team that gives you so much confidence right now?
I made note of it yesterday. And sometimes in these schools, we have kids that don't last all 4 years. We have 6 kids this year on the team that have been in the program for all 4 years, being the JVs and the varsity all the way through. And I think they've bought in, and I think the younger guys have bought in with these leaders. Obviously, these 2 guys have been in all 4 years. But with these leaders here, people, I think, respect them and realize, hey, we got something to play for. It's not, it's something serious.
Is he blowing smoke or is he right?
No, he's right. He's
right.
correct. Yeah.
Jose, in your words, what is it about this team that gets you guys going? And obviously you should have had that big matchup last week against Centennial, but obviously we get an inch of rain and everybody goes scurrying, so we couldn't play those games. In your words, what is it about this year?
We all bonded as a team this year, and I realized that from the start. I had the first conversation with them after our first loss, and they just all eyes were on me, and I told them 4 years is gonna go by fast. Look where I am. 1 year I'm out of here, and you guys will realize that when you guys are in my position. And they caught on to that. They bought onto it, and look at them now. We're doing fantastic in league, and we're gonna keep doing that.
Mason, for you, in your words.
I'd say we have a lot more heart than we did all the other years. We work together better than any other team I've seen him that he's coached. We just passport very well, and it just works for us this year.
And the track isn't as dominant as they've been in the past, right?
I'm hoping not. Yeah, no. As I read on Max Preps and stuff, like I don't put my stats in. Very
you
well.
read it, but you don't utilize it.
I was notified of that.
Okay.
Yes, the track isn't as strong, so hopefully that bears well for us.
Let's get into that a little bit. I mean, you understand that when you first started out in coaching, Max Preps was not a tool that we utilize. Correct. But you also remember that the newspaper staffs are much larger, sure. And there were 2 or 3 guys in the high school department, and now it's just little old me.
Yeah.
And I need that tool to be able to facilitate the information that I need to be able to cover you guys properly. Is it a tool? I mean, could you look at Max Preps and go that it's a tool to help publicize the student athletes more?
Yeah, and
when given the time.
Yeah, and I know there's coaches that
I know darts takes up a lot of your time.
I know that coaches don't always want to put their stats on there also, especially.
But at least a roster and a full schedule,
right,
and updating games.
You mean mine's not on there?
No.
Oh.
Neither is Jeff's.
What a shock. Yeah. Anyway, I've done it before, and my good friend Hal Brown Cow, which you know of, used to film all our games down here. So when these Fresno schools came in, they knew exactly what we had and everybody who to mark up and where to attack and if you had any weaknesses, they knew everything about it. You know why? Because he filmed every game and they were able to get them. And so, Hal, I'm glad you haven't been out there that much this year.
Jose, did you grow up playing other sports other than soccer?
Yeah, baseball.
Okay. When you look at it, you can look at a baseball stat sheet and go, okay, we kind of know what they're going to do, but you still got to play against the guys. But exactly. Is soccer that one sport where if you don't scout somebody, you truly don't have any idea? You can't just look at a box score and whom they've beaten, how they beat them, because soccer is so much different because there's so many different layers between the forwards and the midfielders and the defenders like yourself. And the goalies. I mean, it's one of those sports where anything can happen on a given night.
Exactly. What can I say? I mean, I've looked at teams and I'm like, hey, they don't look strong. They come out, they beat us.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's too much confidence in myself, on our team. It's not all about confidence. It's whether you know or not if they're gonna come out strong enough.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't know. Like you just said, we don't know. And if they come out better than us, and they're gonna come out and beat us, we're not prepared. You don't know what's gonna happen on the field.
When are you guys gonna play Centennial? Is it Monday or is it the 9th?
It's on the Saturday, yes, the 9th.
Saturday the 9th.
Yes. So we're going to play them back. No, sorry. With our season ending, we're going to end on the Tuesday. So we're going to play them on the Thursday.
Okay, so you're going to play them back-to-back nights.
Back-to-back, Tuesday, Thursday.
So that final week, Mason, let's go to you first. You got to think that it's pretty much a two-headed race for the league title between you and Centennial. You have buddies, and I'm sure on that team that you guys have played with since you're 4 or 5 years old. How big is that week leading up? And also, how do you not overlook the next 2 weeks?
Well, it's going to be a huge game. We know that
games.
Yeah, two
back
games,
to back.
back to back. We just gotta work a lot harder in practice. I mean, I admit we've been kind of screwing around at practice sometimes, but I mean, we need to get that under control. And when it comes to Centennial, I know Grant Fiddler. He's like their hot shot on the team, and we probably
his younger brother's playing very well too.
Yeah, playing well as well. I'm pretty sure if we mark him up, we should have no problem with a win against them. Well, 2 wins.
Yep. Jose, for you, I mean, you got buddies over there. How's the friendly rivalry?
We actually had a scout, one of them, come to our game on Stockdale, and I talked to him, and we'll be looking at a big match against him. You know, he saw what we had, and based on how they did against Stockdale, I'm sure they'll be preparing for us. And
Stockdale obviously is in the fold as well in league.
Right.
Archie, top to bottom, can you kind of just assess how the SWL has been this year?
Here's the deal, what we talked about earlier about stats and stuff. Soccer is such a flowing game that anybody can beat anybody at any time, and that's true. I mean, I'll look at football teams, and you know who's going to win. You know who might win in basketball. In soccer, it's not always like that. It might be just one fluke goal, and you're like, are you kidding me? How'd they lose that game? And it's very much like that in high school, especially. And I always tell these guys, you got to remember, it's high school soccer. Kids will make a mistake, and you've got to be at your game every time. I don't care who we're playing. I mean, yes, there's discrepancies between in our league and our levels right now, but you'll see before the end, someone's going to surprise somebody.
I consider soccer to be the one sport, especially in Kern County, that across the board it's good.
Yeah.
Especially on the boys' side.
This year
that
right
it
now.
doesn't matter where your demographic
Correct.
is, what part of the city you're in. Soccer is solid all around.
Right.
Is that because it's a sport that's played at a young level and everybody can play it and it's cheap to play it,
Right.
and you can go forward and it doesn't matter what your demographic is, you're going to play it and you're going to continue playing it if you like it?
You have every league. You have AYSO. You have the Mexican League. You have indoor leagues. You have PAL League. You have SAL League. You have every outlet you can that we have to play soccer. So there's no excuse that you can't get on a team off season. Of course, we want them to play at the highest levels if we can play in the club teams that travel down south, but there was when you start running into money, and that's a situation there. Both these guys were able to play on teams that will travel, and they've seen a lot of competition, so they are game ready. Sometimes when these kids don't play in the higher levels, you can see it when they get in a tough situation. You know, their mental capacity is not there to make the play.
I mean, that's basically, you look at it, it's you guys, it's Centennial. McFarland's doing very well this year. South obviously won the D2 state SoCal state title last year. Arvin is up this year.
Yep.
You go across the board, Ridgeview and Independence are both very strong. Golden Valley is in there. Jose, for you, I mean, do you know guys at all these schools?
Yeah,
I mean, and that's the cool part about it is you guys can follow them. It doesn't matter what level, what league, what division you're in. Everybody's competitive in Kern County in soccer, right?
Yeah.
Mason, cross country to soccer. For you, what's tougher for you?
I'd say cross country is tougher, and
Dad.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
I mean, he tries making soccer hard, but it's like we'll run a mile, maybe 2, but in cross country we're running like 10 miles on the weekends, and it's
Jose was also in cross country.
I got him out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
First year.
Archie, for you, we got about a minute left. Football team won the section title without a home game.
Yes.
If you guys were able to repeat that as well, where's your excitement level, and how many days do you take off just to celebrate?
Vegas calls my name right after that.
Okay, I was going to say you pull a Theo Epstein.
Yes, it would be sweet. Where we're going to play those games, if we get into those situations, I don't know. But I certainly don't want to travel to the opponent's field just because, default to them because they have a field.
Right.
Here's the deal. This team can play anywhere. If they're on their A game, they're hard to beat. Like I said, though, in high school kids, it's day to day. I'm hoping we don't have a letdown, though.
Have you guys grown closer as a team through all the travels? Because even for practice, you got to go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, yeah. From day one, we knew from hardly knowing each other's names to, can I go over to your house?
Yeah.
Hey, say hi to your mom. Or
They are tight. They are
possibly.
tight. I come home yesterday. Lara's at my house, or the day before. I'm like, what are you doing here? Just hanging out.
I've seen enough of you go home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mason, for you, I mean, obviously mom and dad have an open door. Is that the biggest thing that this team has grown, maybe because of the adversity?
I'd say so.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Good luck to you guys. We'll obviously see you definitely in those 2 games in 2 weeks. Good luck in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for coming in, Archie Parks, Jose Lara, Mason Parks, VHS Soccer, 5-0, even though my paperwork says 3, but we'll get into that. We'll be right back. I'm going to finish up this show all by my lonesome, sad face, but thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back.